Hashirama. Senju Hashirama is one of the greatest legends in the ninja world, embodying both strength and compassion. He was a pacifist who once offered to take his own life to end the conflict between the Senju and Uchiha clans. As the leader of the renowned Senju clan, he united the once rival clans, Senju and Uchiha, to establish the first ninja village in history, Konoha. He always prioritized the peace, stability, and interests of Konoha. Despite considering Madara his best friend and not wanting to kill him, Hashirama ultimately took Madara's life to protect the village and what they had built together. Hashirama's influence extended far beyond his era. The will of fire of Konoha, a philosophy about the power of love and the will to protect, initiated by him, became a guiding principle for all subsequent generations. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, he even managed to persuade Sasuke to protect Konoha, something Naruto had not yet achieved at that time. Hashirama is also one of the strongest ninjas of all time. The most prominent among his powers is the Wood Release, a unique Kikei Genkai in the ninja world. He single-handedly built most of the infrastructure of the Hidden Leaf Village. Yamato, a ninja who had the first Hokage's cells implanted in him, demonstrated impressive abilities when rebuilding the village after Pain's attack. However, even Yamato admitted that his power was only a fraction of Hashirama's, highlighting the vast difference in their levels. Notably, Hashirama could combine Sage Mode with Wood Release. He could activate Sage Mode in an extremely short time. In this state, techniques like Wood Dragon, Wood Human Technique, and especially Wood Release, true several thousand hands, were elevated to a new level of power. Wood Release. True several thousand hands is perhaps the most impressive testament to his strength. This technique creates a statue of the thousand-armed cannon with a size far beyond imagination, towering over mountains and easily overpowering the combined might of the Nine Tails and Susanoo. With the thousand-armed cannon, you could punch about 1,000 people at once. In the case of Hashirama, he delivered thousands of punches to Kurama, who was being controlled at the time, breaking through the Susanoo armor and even holding Kurama in one hand. The destructive power of this technique created the Valley of the End, a monument that remains today as a testament to that historic battle. Do you remember Madara's declaration during the Fourth Great Ninja War? He said that only Hashirama could be his equal and considered fighting the 5 Kage like fighting children. This indirectly confirms that the first Hokage's power far surpassed the combined strength of the 5 Kage at that time. Now, I really want to thank you for subscribing to my channel, which helps increase the subscriber to viewer ratio. However, the unsubscribed viewer ratio is still quite high, so I hope you will continue to subscribe to the channel to help our team reach 1,000 subs. Thank you so much. Now let's go back. Tobirama. Tobirama, the younger brother of Hashirama, is known as one of the most strong-willed and hot-tempered Kage. During Hashirama's tenure, he served as an advisor to his brother. After Hashirama's death, the cause of which was not revealed, Tobirama succeeded him as the second Hokage and continued to protect the Hidden Leaf Village. Unlike his brother, Tobirama's views were much more rigid. He can be seen as a counterbalance to Hashirama's optimism, and perhaps only Hashirama could temper his hot-headedness. Unfortunately, after Hashirama's death, there was no one to moderate Tobirama's strictness and firmness. He was much more cautious and wary of the Uchiha clan, which indirectly increased their dissatisfaction with the village. However, in reality, Tobirama was a strong believer in the will of fire and would not allow anyone to harm the village. When faced with Sasuke's threat to destroy the village, he was ready to kill him if Hashirama hadn't intervened. Later, he sacrificed himself so his comrades and students could escape from the Cloud Village ninjas. He remained extremely calm and hoped they would continue the will of fire of the village. Regardless, he was an exceptionally outstanding ninja. With his swordsmanship skills, he killed Izuna, Madara's brother. When Sasuke activated his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to threaten him, Tobirama was simply like, "Oh, those eyes are pretty good," and released his chakra with just one finger, intimidating everyone. Tobirama was an adept sensor, By touching the ground with his finger, he could accurately detect the presence and location of targets in the surrounding area. Tobirama could use all 5 basic nature transformations, along with yin and yang release. However, he was most famous for his water release. He could create vast quantities of water without a present water source, enabling him to use high-level water release techniques at any given time, which was no easy feat. He could shoot high-pressured streams from his mouth to slice through targets, or form needle-shaped projectiles to catch an opponent off guard while attacking their vital points. He could also create defensive walls, or large water dragons, to assault his opponent, all without a pre-existing water source. Many people think Kisame is the best user of water release, but the truth is, it's Tobirama. He just didn't have as much screen time using water release, but if he did, the Mist Village Ninjas or Kisame would all be his juniors. Additionally, Tobirama left behind a huge legacy of jutsu he created, many of which are forbidden techniques that later impacted the storyline, such as Ito Tensei and Shadow Clone Jutsu. He also created the Flying Thunder God technique, so his speed was exceptional. Hiruzen Sarutobi is one of the most influential characters in the story. Born into the Sarutobi clan, one of the oldest and most prestigious clans in Konoha Gakure, Hiruzen showed extraordinary talent from a young age. Under the guidance of the first 2 Hokage, Hiruzen grew and developed into an exceptional ninja. When the second Hokage, Tobirama Senju, sacrificed himself to protect his comrades, including Hiruzen, he entrusted the role of Hokage to Hiruzen, believing he would carry on the will of fire and protect Konoha. As the third Hokage, Hiruzen proved himself worthy of that trust. He trained the legendary Sannin trio, Jiraiya, who later became one of the greatest ninjas, Tsunade, a genius medical ninja, and the 5th Hokage, and Orochimaru, a genius who unfortunately went astray in his quest for immortality. He had great kindness and tolerance. Even when Orochimaru betrayed Konoha and conducted cruel experiments, Hiruzen couldn't bring himself to kill his former student. This decision, though seen as a weakness by some, showed the depth of his compassion and character. In terms of strength, Hiruzen was called the Professor for a reason. He was one of the few ninjas who could master all chakra natures and knew every ninja technique. Even in his old age, during his final battle with Orochimaru, he could hold his own against the 2 previous Hokage summoned by Edo Tensei for a while. Orochimaru himself admitted that if he had faced Hiruzen in his prime, the outcome might have been different. His sacrifice in the battle against Orochimaru was not only a tragic end, but also a testament to the spirit of protecting the village with one's life, a principle he constantly taught to future generations. Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, is considered a once-in-a-generation genius. His innate talent in the art of ninjutsu was discovered early on when he was a genin under the guidance of Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin. What made Minato special was not just his extraordinary talent, but also his warm and optimistic personality. With a gentle smile always on his face, Minato embodied kindness and politeness. He always kept a pure heart, never letting hatred cloud his judgment, and lived responsibly. His dedication to the village was most evident in his noble sacrifice during the battle with the Nine-Tails, Kurama, when he did not hesitate to lay down his life to protect the village and his loved ones. It's truly unfortunate that he passed away so early, just as he became a father, and was at the peak of his career. His death forced the 3rd Hokage, Hiruzen, to resume leadership of the village. However, despite his limited screen time in the series, Minato left a deep impression on viewers with his nickname, the Yellow Flash of the Leaf. Minato was famous for the Flying Thunder God technique, which allowed him to teleport instantly to any location marked with a special seal. This was not just a simple movement technique, but a formidable tactical weapon in the hands of a master like Minato. He was so renowned for this technique that many believed he invented it, although it was originally created by the 2nd Hokage. Minato also created the Rasengan, a powerful technique that doesn't require hand seals and has immense destructive power. This technique was later passed down to Naruto and became his signature move. As the husband of Kushina Uzumaki, Minato developed advanced sealing techniques. This ability was most evident when he sealed half of the Nine Tails chakra into Naruto and the other half into himself. Additionally, Minato had the ability to use Sage Mode, which, although not frequently used, significantly enhanced his strength and speed when needed. Evaluating Minato Namikaze as a character, it's clear he is one of the most successfully developed characters in Naruto, despite his limited screen time. A man who is gentle, loving towards his family, talented, and accomplished. What's not to like, right? Tsunade. Tsunade, one of the legendary sannin of Konoha, embodies the perfect combination of combat strength and medical skills. As the strongest kunoichi and medical ninja of her time, Tsunade broke the stereotype of medical ninjas being mere support roles in the ninja world. As the granddaughter of the first and second Hokage, and thus a descendant of the renowned Senju clan, Tsunade inherited the extraordinary vitality of her ancestors. However, the deaths of her younger brother Nawaki and her lover Dan left deep scars on her soul, causing her to develop a fear of blood, a bitter irony for a medical ninja. This pain led her to leave the Hidden Leaf Village and the ninja path for many years, viewing the role of Hokage as foolish. It wasn't until she met Naruto that the boy's resilient spirit and unwavering will reignited the will of fire in her heart. After the death of the third Hokage, Tsunade decided to take on the role of the fifth Hokage, continuing the legacy of her ancestors, teachers, and loved ones who had passed away. From someone who once rejected responsibility, she dedicated all her abilities to protecting the Hidden Leaf Village, its people, and especially Naruto, the one who helped her find meaning in life again. In terms of personality, Tsunade is known for her straightforward and hot-tempered nature, but she also has a kind heart and always cares for others. She can face her own difficulties, as shown by overcoming her fear of blood to perform her duties. Her gambling habit, inherited from the first Hokage, is a weakness but also a distinctive trait of her character. In terms of strength, unlike the typical image of medical ninjas who usually stay in the background, Tsunade is famous for her incredible combat power. Her superior chakra control allows her to concentrate energy into parts of her body, creating devastatingly powerful strikes. She can destroy massive objects with a single punch while still maintaining precise medical techniques. Tsunade's signature techniques include Creation Rebirth, which allows her to regenerate cells to quickly recover from severe injuries, and Byakugo, a powerful sealing technique that releases a large amount of chakra to enhance her strength and healing abilities. Additionally, her ability to summon Katsuyu, a giant slug that can assist in combat and healing, further increases her versatility in battle. Kakashi. Hatake Kakashi, the sixth Hokage of the Leaf Village, is one of the most influential and memorable characters in the ninja world. Recognized as a genius from an early age and a student of the fourth Hokage, his ninja path is marked by numerous outstanding achievements in protecting Konoha, culminating in becoming its supreme leader. Behind his calm and somewhat chill demeanor, often seen reading Jiraiya's novels, Kakashi is a highly responsible ninja dedicated to both the village and his students. This is clearly shown in his role as the teacher of Team 7, the legendary ninja team of the Leaf Village. He not only taught them ninja techniques, but also imparted deep lessons about teamwork, a core value he learned through past losses. Kakashi's deep empathy for his students is especially evident in how he treated Sasuke. Even when Sasuke chose a dark path and left the village, Kakashi never blamed him and always considered him his student. He constantly tried to bring Sasuke, who had been manipulated and blinded by hatred, back to the right path. His spirit of sacrifice was demonstrated in the battle with Pain, where he was willing to use all his remaining chakra to protect Choji, ensuring that crucial information was passed on to Tsunade. In terms of abilities, Kakashi is famous for his intelligence and quick situational analysis. He often comes up with creative and effective strategies in battles. Kakashi is very skilled in using the Sharingan, a bloodline trait of the Uchiha clan, even though he is not from this clan. Although he cannot turn off the Sharingan like pure Uchiha members, Kakashi has maximized its potential, copying over 1,000 jutsus and even mastering Kamui, an advanced space-time technique. When he received both Sharingan eyes from Obito, Kakashi reached the peak of his power with the ability to use the full-body Susanoo and became the first person to gain Six Paths power without divine origin. Although these abilities did not last long, some people might think Kakashi is not truly strong, but this is an unfair assessment. His strength lies in the perfect combination of smart tactical abilities, experience, and diverse jutsu skills. Kakashi does not have the chakra advantage or bloodline traits like many other ninjas. He is a pure genius, and for example, if he had his current abilities along with a powerful chakra reserve like Naruto, then just imagine, he is very skilled in lightning release, and Kakashi created the Chidori, a technique later passed on to Sasuke, becoming one of his trademarks. Not only Chidori, but he also created the 1,000 Years of Death technique, which I personally consider one of the most powerful jutsus in the series. It can be said that he is one of the most successfully and fully developed characters in the Naruto series. His journey from a lonely genius to a dedicated teacher, and finally, the 6th Hokage, shows deep and multidimensional character development. Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, our main character, is the 7th Hokage of the Leaf Village. From an isolated and scorned genin, he rose to become a leader respected by the entire ninja world. In the anime, he was gradually promoted to Hokage, but in the manga, he was directly promoted from genin to Hokage, an unprecedented event in ninja history, earning him the title of the strongest genin of all time. Naruto's optimistic and cheerful personality, even in the most difficult situations, is one of his most prominent traits. He always remained steadfast in his dream of becoming Hokage and lived by the ninja way of never going back on his word. This not only shows his determination, but also symbolizes his straightforward and sincere nature. The most important value to Naruto is relationships. From the time when only Iruka-sensei acknowledged him to when he gained the respect of the entire village and the ninja world, Naruto always cherished every relationship and was willing to do anything to protect his loved ones. The friendship between Naruto and Sasuke is reminiscent of the relationship between Hashirama and Madara. No matter how much they fought, Naruto always considered Sasuke an important friend and comrade. In their final battle, even though they fought fiercely, Naruto ultimately just didn't want his friend to bear all the pain alone. Naruto's deep empathy is his most powerful weapon. He can understand and dissolve the hatred of many opponents, from Neji and Gaara to complex characters like Pain, Obito, and even Kurama, the Nine-Tails Fox. This success partly comes from his straightforward way of expressing his feelings and thoughts, unlike characters like Zabuza, Itachi, or Sasuke, who kept everything inside, causing misunderstandings, pain, and hatred. So, my friends, always be open and express your love. Sometimes we just need to say things. It's a kind of courage, and the world will be much better for it. In terms of strength, Naruto inherited the Uzumaki bloodline from his mother and the Nine Tails within him, giving him extraordinary vitality. His abundant chakra and rapid healing allow him to use chakra-intensive techniques like the multi-shadow clone jutsu, creating thousands of clones. In Naruto's arsenal, the Rasengan, a technique created by his father, has been developed into powerful variants like the Rasen Shuriken. Sage Mode, learned from Mount Myoboku, not only enhances his strength, but also improves his ability to sense chakra. His cooperation with Kurama unlocks the Kurama Chakra Mode, and receiving power from Hagoromo Otsutsuki allows him to use Six Paths Sage Mode, a transcendent form of power. He can also summon powerful allies from Mount Myoboku, such as Gamabunta and Gamakichi, in battle. While there's so much to say about his strength, do you agree that Naruto deserves his own dedicated video? Naruto is one of the most successfully developed main characters in manga anime history. His journey from an outcast child to a respected Hokage not only conveys the message of the power of effort and belief, but also highlights the importance of expressing emotions and building relationships. Naruto is not just a powerful ninja, but also a symbol of deep human values in the ninja world. Shikamaru. Shikamaru Nara is the 8th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village. In the current context of Boruto, he takes on the role of temporary leader after Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage, was sealed away, putting the Leaf Village in a unique situation without its important leadership symbol. Looking back at Shikamaru's youth in the Naruto series, we see a boy with a demeanor quite similar to Kakashi, appearing very lazy and seemingly reluctant to take on responsibilities. His catchphrase, "What a drag," became a unique identifier. In class, besides Naruto, he was the one who often fell asleep. Well, the future leaders of the Leaf Village. Initially, Shikamaru had a simple life plan: become an average ninja, earn enough money, marry an average woman, have 2 children, a girl and a boy. And after the daughter gets married and the son grows up, he would retire and spend his days playing shogi. Now, here he is, leading the village. Beneath his lazy exterior, Shikamaru is extremely reliable and responsible. In terms of strength, he is famous for the Shadow Possession Jutsu, a signature technique of the Nara clan. This technique allows him to manipulate his shadow to mimic and control the movements of his opponents, and even turn his shadow into strings to attack or bind enemies. However, Shikamaru's greatest weapon is not his jutsu, but his extraordinary intelligence. Asuma never won a single shogi game against him, and with an IQ of 200, Shikamaru has exceptional analytical and strategic planning abilities. This is why the 5th Hokage, Tsunade, often assigned him high-intelligence missions. His ability to predict and plan is incredible. In a combat situation, he can quickly think of dozens of moves ahead of his opponent, create hundreds of plans, and choose the best one in an instant. Even though Shikamaru is only the temporary leader of the Leaf Village in the current Boruto storyline, this shows his ability to adapt and take on responsibility when needed, no matter how troublesome it may be. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.